Roof Fire Protection District Number 2, regular meeting dated March 27, 2023. Roof Fire Protection District Number 2, regular meeting dated March 27, 2023 is called to order. Roll call, please.
John Ingraffia,
Here.
Louis Joseph,
Present.
Trent Forrest, Carlo Bruno,
Here.
Bridget Hyde,
Here.
Joey Mayu,
Here.
Kim Coates,
Here.
David Vial,
Here.
Buddy Ridgedale,
Here.
Lionel Wells.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Public input, anyone wishing to address any agenda item? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to adopt the minutes of the meeting dated March 13, 2023.
So move.
Second.
Mr. Vial, Mr. Wells. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Punch-a-tool of fire matters. Oh, excuse me, let's back up. I think it's appropriate at this time to introduce Ms. Elise Cottrell, who will serve as secretary for the fire board. Thank you, welcome on board.
Thank you.
All right, all righty. Thank you. And Stan, we thank you for all the support you gave us during the time we were absent. You did a great job
You
for
know, I
us.
don't know who's happy.
Thank you so much, Stan. You did a great job. Okay. All righty. Punch-a-tool of fire matters. Ratification of part-time positions.
All right, it's actually, the chief has sent in the paperwork. It's actually got 2 part-time positions and 1 full-time position at $12 per hour. If everybody's comfortable with that.
So moved. Second.
Mrs. Hyde made the motion. Mrs. Coates seconded that motion. All in favor? Any opposition? Motion passes and it's so ordered.
Why didn't he do a roll call vote?
Wait, you got-
You don't have to do a roll call.
Your charter. and
You
parent
got to do a
council, You know, not for the fire board, you don't have.
Not
to
for the
have-
fire
For the
board.
fire board?
We've
Right.
never not done a roll call
It just be a
vote.
vote,
Yeah.
employee, or there's no opposition at best.
I got this.
Okay.
Now, if y'all want a roll call, that's up to you, but
We've
the way
never
we're
not
doing
done
it,
it, so
it can
it's-
speed up your meeting by a
Okay.
minute. All right, everybody comfortable?
Yeah, we 36 years late.
Hang with me, Carla. I'll teach you something, boy.
I have a question.
Question.
The air packs, I was told that that was going to be put back on.
Yeah, so I was going to ask Mr. Joseph if we can amend the agenda
Okay.
now or later.
Okay,
We got it, yeah.
I was going to.
You good, Bridget?
yeah.
Okay, 8th Ward, fire matters. Approval of purchase of extrication equipment.
Yes, this is from MES, and the chief has put in for 1 cutter and 1 battery. MES is a sole source provider for the Hearst equipment, and it comes to a total of $10,432.
Money's available.
Money is available.
And that's what we call jaws of life, I think.
Yes, sir,
isn't
it is.
Okay. 8th Ward,
So move.
I'll
Mr.
second.
Vial,
I'll second.
Mrs. Hyde. All in favor? Any opposed? No opposition? Motion passes. Kentwood Fire Matters.
Mr. Joseph,
Yes, ma'am.
I have another 8th Ward. There was
Item?
I'm sorry,
Yeah, another item?
for 8th Ward.
Okay, go ahead.
There was an email sent out about a raise for the chief, and I was told that we were going to have a meeting on that before it was put on the
I had sent it out
agenda.
to y'all, and I haven't heard back. I have sent it out to y'all, and I have not heard back. So until I am told otherwise, to put it on the agenda.
No,
it
you
is-
told me that you wanted us to have a meeting about it, so I'm
We
just,
were gonna have a discussion before we presented at a fire board meeting.
okay. I'm just asking, has that meeting been set, or have you talked to Mr. Joseph to set the
I was waiting to hear
meeting?
back from,
That-
I know Mr. Joseph replied saying, hey, we need to meet. I was waiting to hear back from yourself and.
All right,
and one
we'll
other
schedule a
person.
meeting, Bridget, and
Okay.
talk about it, okay? All right. Kentwood, transferring equipment?
So what this is, it's transfer of assets, and it's air bottles and air packs that Kentwood had gotten, and they had gotten new ones, and they are taking these and are gonna donate them to the Wilmer Fire Department. It's quite a lengthy list that's gonna be transferred, so if it's okay, we can just handle it as one and saying we're gonna transfer these air bottles and air packs from Kentwood to Wilmer. And we'll transfer the
The
asset.
filler for the bottles and all that stuff? The filler?
No, it's just the bottles and the air packs.
Okay.
So Kentwood
And
is
masks.
transferring some equipment to Wilmer.
Yes, sir.
Air packs and face masks.
Yeah, and air bottles, air
So
packs,
we don't need a
masks.
motion on that, do we?
Yeah.
We need a motion?
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna take it out of Kentwood's.
We're taking it
Well,
out.
Trent, well, he's not
Kentwood's-
here. You
I'll
guys,
make the motion.
okay, Mr. Bruno make the motion
Second here.
by Mr. Vial. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes, so ordered.
Dennis, are you gonna have to transfer those tags to Wilmer?
No,
Are
well,
you
you know,
gonna
Alice
issue
and I
new
will
tags?
work on and that's something else I'll be bringing up
Just issue
shortly.
new-
Yes,
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
yes.
We're still working on it.
Alice and I are working on that as we speak.
Okay.
Good.
Ms. Albany, Fire Matters. Ratification of part-time position.
Yes, sir. Right now, it's just one part-time position. At 11:25, the chief, like I said, the chief had submitted this paperwork. Everything is in order.
Move.
Motion by Mr. Rizzo, second by Mr. Bruno. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passed and so ordered. Approval to purchase a skid unit, what's that?
So this goes into, we had ordered a truck, a 3500 Ram truck with a flatbed on it. We're gonna put a flatbed on it. And this is the skid unit that goes in the back of it. This is under that CARES Act money from Mr. Buddy for Albany. We did get 3 quotes. Chief Starkey did get 3 quotes on this. One was from Casco, one was from Passman's, and one was from Bonaventure. Casco came in the lowest at $23,713. It is, like I said, it is off of that.
And that's installed? Is that installed?
Yes, it is going yes.
Move.
I'll second.
Mr. Rizzo made the motion to approve. Mr. Bruno seconded that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Hearing none, motion passed and so ordered.
Mr. Joseph, if it's all right, if we could amend the agenda now for adding Ponchatoula Fire Matters to purchase air packs.
Okay, we'll entertain the motion. Mrs. Hyde made the motion. Mrs. Cole second. Oop, who got it?
No, give it to Ms. Cole.
Mrs. Cole. All right, roll call.
That's all right.
It could be a voice vote.
A voice vote. All in favor? Opposition? Motion passes. It's added. All right, go ahead with it,
All right,
Dennis.
so Chief Starkey and, Chief Stormy and I had a conversation. He had discussed about, he wanted to purchase some air packs. He had sent me a quote, and I asked him, I said, give me a couple days, let me see if I can do something a little better. It's the same air pack, apples for apples. I was able to get the quote at $5,664 cheaper. So the total comes in, he is wanting to buy 6 air packs, 6 masks, 12 bottles, 1 charger, and 6 battery packs for a total price of $51,733. Like I said, we was able to get I was able to save him $5,664 by letting me make some phone calls.
Outstanding.
So if it's pleasure of the board, they want to approve this purchase?
Stormy, that was all that we had talked about, right? All the ones, okay.
Did you get a price from the same company?
It's the same company.
Why are they, I appreciate you calling and working that out, but why aren't they giving our fire chiefs the same deal that
Ms.
they
Hyde,
were?
look, I can't answer for that. All I can say is, over 42 years being in the fire service, I have developed a lot of relationships with different companies.
Yeah.
And, if I call, a lot of times when I'm calling these people, we're buying something. So, and I'm not saying, I'm not taking away from any of the chiefs at all, But I've been dealing with these people for over 42 years.
Right, it's just frustrating, they wouldn't give them,
Another 5 off and still make money.
yeah, right.
So, I mean, what I would suggest, if you have a department that's making kind of a big
Significant.
purchase,
Yeah.
significant purchase, let me look into it. Don't just hand it to me and say, hey, we want to buy this. Let me look into it. Sometimes it
Okay.
works, sometimes it doesn't. That's all I'm asking. But this time it worked.
All right, but Bridget, you did ask a very good question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Okay, Mrs. Coates made the motion,
I'll second.
and Mrs. Hyde seconded that motion. All in favor? Any opposed? No opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. You should have received your monthly report and
It
registers.
should have been emailed.
Any questions on those?
No, sir.
Administrator's report?
Well, so one of the things I do want to bring up, that the inventory has been completed. Now, Lisa and I are kind of working on that and fine tuning and deciding on what needs to be, we're going to present to the board an updated inventory list, but all of the stations have been completed. So that's something that I was able to get done, and Lisa's a big help with all of this. So I'm happy to report that the inventory has been done.
Dennis, do you know when the auditor starts? or have-
Microphone,
They-
Carly.
They have already started, they have already been in contact with Dennis James, and they're already working together.
Starting to get stuff already?
Yeah, the audits are already in the process, being done.
Okay, good.
Dennis, so you've done the inventory for all our departments, right?
Yes, sir?
They're all complete.
Yes, sir.
So,
10.
if a department wants to throw away or trash or get rid of a piece of equipment nobody wants, how do they do that?
Well, we have to declare it surplus, like something similar to what we just transferred an asset. The problem that we have is where we're gonna store this stuff. We don't have places to store equipment.
No, they don't want to, nobody wants it. So
What can
how
we
do you get
do?
rid of it?
There's,
Take it to landfill, what do you do?
No,
There's-
we put it,
go ahead,
we
Mr.
put it on that gov.com.
Microphone,
Yeah,
turn your mic
Microphone,
on. Just leave it on, Carly.
Just leave it on.
gov.com, once a year, the parish government has a surplus sale.
They used to do that.
And I think they're planning this fall to have another one. And you'd be surprised, there's a lot of people will buy that stuff. I don't know what they do with it, but they do. But if we do not sell it in the sale, then we declare it unusable, and then it can be thrown away.
Then it can be discarded.
But we usually run it through the sale, and somebody will buy it, like old computers and stuff like that. People buy them for the parts and stuff like that,
Okay,
Dennis, how much stuff are we talking about? How much room do you need to?
Well, you got some departments that have a bunch of air bottles, and it's aluminum bottles. Now, that we can probably sell scrap, we can probably get a scrap price on that. But it's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of equipment that's out there that we don't have the place, and I know the chiefs don't have, that's why they're getting rid of it. But we don't have the place to store it.
Maybe we need to talk to Joe and Robbie and see if they got a building somewhere that, or something that'll
We've
let
got
us use
pickup
it.
trucks.
Huh?
We've got pickup trucks that need to be sold surplus.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff, and like, we just don't have the place to store
There's nowhere to store
the stuff.
pickup trucks.
okay.
Even our invoices and all of our stuff that we get, all our papers, we're having problems finding storage for this.
Let's talk
this
to
stuff.
Robbie and Joe and see if they have.
By the
Okay.
way, the council
Okay.
members, the surplus form is in your packet. Kentwood
Yeah.
filled out a surplus form for those air bottles.
Yeah.
And so you'll have an example is in your packet.
I think it's a disposal form, huh?
Yeah, it's the disposal form that they can fill out.
One other question, we mentioned storage. Electronic storage. We checked into that? Or is that
That, but like even the hard copies that Dennis James has,
Yes.
he is running into storage problems of holding our
I mean,
stuff.
what is the law as far as?
I think it's
hard
5 years, I
copies
think it's
or-
5 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it hard copies or 5? You can't do them all electronic, scanning, nothing like that?
Our, I've been told that our auditor likes paper.
Okay.
So they have to keep
Stan,
everything in paper.
Stan, what we do at the drainage board, how long?
Yeah.
5 years?
Yeah,
5?
y'all have a big old building.
Everything always.
We may have to look at a climate controlled storage unit.
That's something that Alice and I discussed the other day, that possibly look into something that we can, the problem is, where can we put that building? I think I got some departments that would allow me to put it some places.
Well, what about just renting a storage unit?
Yeah, climate
I mean,
control
we could
mini
rent a
storage
storage unit
unit.
for a couple $100 a month and, until we decide if we need to build something,
That's
just
something
put
that
it
we can
all in
discuss
there.
this, but that's something that we had, Alice and I just discussed this the other day.
Okay. You make sure you keep those tags. Oh, yeah. Okay, next item, other fire matters? Renew fire administrator's contract for 1 year.
I did not ask for this to be put on,
I
so this
put
is up
this
to
on.
y'all.
All right, go ahead, Carlo.
I'm gonna sit down.
Dennis's contract was due, I don't know, sometime last year it was up. I think Dennis may have done talked to most of y'all. It looks like probably the end of the year, he's gonna be, retiring and moving on. So I'd like to just give him a contract through the end of the year. The contract is really not to protect us, it's really to protect him. But I'd like to, we're in the month of April now, so it would be an 8-month contract is basically what it would be. And it would be effective January 1st of next year, and the new council can do what they need to do at that point. So,
Okay, that's a motion?
no, I mean, I want to hear what y'all got to say, but I'd like to make a motion to give him the remainder 8 months of this year under contract.
Okay.
I can
Any
support
discussion?
that.
Go ahead, Lonnie.
You say he's retiring, Dennis is retiring?
More than likely, sir. Mr. Wells, yes, more than likely, look, with my health condition and, you know, the time that I've been here, and the length of time I've been in the fire service, yes, this is probably gonna be my last year.
Okay. Well, actually, that contract ended in November of last year. And if we were to renew the contract at the appropriate time, that would take it to November of this year, which would be 1 year. I'm in favor of doing that. But I'll just listen to the rest of you guys.
In favor, say that again? You in favor of
Let it
doing it?
run through November?
Yeah.
Why not the end of the year? Okay, never mind, okay. I hear you. Just do the end of the year.
Yeah, that's too.
I mean, if y'all want to do it back retroactive to November,
Yeah,
but
because-
I'd like to see it run at least through the end of the year, you know? December the 31st.
Yeah, I would too.
So if you do that, you're looking at a 13-month contract instead of a 12-month.
No, actually, I guess
Actually, just picking it up.
actually just looking at an 8-month
Yeah,
contract.
8-month contract.
Well,
Just pick it
yeah,
up.
but I mean, in the
He had all
paperwork-
that time without a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't have no problem with that.
okay.
Okay,
I got a question.
all right.
Are you still taking your vacation time right now, or your sick leave or anything?
Yes, sir, I am.
You're on full vacation right now?
Yes.
Okay, so are you
Sick leave
coming
and-
in?
Sick leave and,
Yeah, it's all documented, Joey.
How
You
how
wanna
much
see
sick
it?
leave you got left? Do you
oh,
know?
I got quite a bit, Mr. Mayor, you
I'm
probably.
just curious.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of personal
Yeah.
business.
Yeah,
That's all
SIPA.
that- You know, that's the only thing that needs to be discussed here.
No, that's why I didn't want to
Mr.
discuss
Chairman,
it. Yes, sir.
the contract is on the floor.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make
All in
a,
favor of,
oh, you made a motion, Lon?
No, I didn't.
oh, I thought, okay, go ahead, Carlo.
I'll make a motion that we extend Dennis's contract through the,
Go ahead. It's on.
It's on this time.
It's on this time.
I'll
You're
make a
good to go.
motion
Just talk. You're talk.
that we extend Dennis's contract through December 31st of 2023.
Okay, and
I'll second that.
okay. All right, motion's and second that we extend the administrator's contract through December 31st of this year. Roll call, please.
Louis Joseph,
Yes.
Trent Forrest, John Ingraffia, Carlo Bruni.
Yes.
All right, Carlo,
Sorry.
yes, okay.
Bridget Hyde,
Yes.
Joey Mayu,
Yes.
Kim Coates. David Vial,
Yes.
Buddy Ridgetold,
Yes.
Lionel Wells.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously and it's awarded.
Thank
Congratulations,
y'all.
Dennis.
Thank y'all very much. Appreciate it very much.
Okay, Dennis. Fire Board Consultant Committee Report, discussion and possible action on Browning Associates LLC, I think that's David.
It's Mr. Davids.
Yeah, I chaired that committee.
Everybody should have a copy of it,
You have a
David.
copy of the proposal in your packet. We had a lot of this discussion at the last meeting about where we are now compared to the formula we've had in place for 45 years. And, you know, how the dollars are distributed within the village, within the fire department. And a lot of areas have changed. I mean, I represent part of Robert, parts of Ponchatoula, parts of Hammond. You know, we got some departments that are struggling. We got other departments with millions of dollars in the bank. My thought process was, you know, we've tried to resolve this as a board ourselves in the past, or have some discussions. We can't seem to make any headway. So the discussion centered around hiring a consultant that we could hire to bring in to give us guidance in certain areas. So we were charged with that, and on the committee was myself, Louis, Carlo, who else? Bridget?
Bridget.
Yeah. Okay, we were charged with that to try to come up with a recommendation. And we actually had called Butch Browning, Chief Butch Browning, who everybody knows, to kind of give us some guidance on how do we do this. You know, who can we go out here and find, you know. And we had a lot of long conversations with him, and at the end of the day, after he left, you know, he's no longer the fire chief of Louisiana, you guys know that, but he has a consulting business. So we recommended, the board recommended, that we get a proposal from Chief Browning on our inquiries onto how to go forward with this, okay? And everybody should have a copy of it in your packet. And there's a scope of work, and we had a long discussion with Mr. Browning about what the scope of work should be, what we're trying to figure out here. And what we're trying to do is just kind of look at, you know, the dollars we're getting in and how we're distributing those dollars, and what is the best way to do that to provide the best services for the citizens of Tangipahoa Parish. My own opinion is, only my opinion, that, you know, we have certain departments with millions of dollars in the bank, and we got certain departments that are making it day to day, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. And we have enough millage to take care of the business of the citizens of Tangipahoa Parish. So that's why I kind of drove in this direction, and we were given the charge to go try to work through this and find someone. And Butch Browning gave us a proposal. It's in your packet. I'm going to read it real quick. It won't take that long.
Go ahead.
All right. What he will do is gather the following relevant data: funding streams currently received by the district, allocation formula currently being used to fund the sub-districts, sub-district community data, population, call volume, special hazards, PIAL rating information. I don't remember the exact formula that they did 45 years ago because I wasn't here, but I've seen it, okay, and I know it has to do with calls and different stuff. Stakeholder engagement to include survey of elected, appointed officials, and every one of the fire chiefs through the Fire Chief Association to get input from those guys. Face-to-face input and strategy building meetings with those guys. Fire and emergency service models of operation from similar agencies in likeness to our district. Kind of look around, see who else does what. The scope of the work and the deliverables. The following issues will be researched and become the deliverables that are the basis of the conclusions and final set of recommendations from Browning LLC to the District Fire Board for discussion and consideration. We'd have to make the final decisions. Funding revenues and allocation method for the district, mergers of any sub-districts into one, and then any other relevant deliveries that might need future research. As we go through this, there may be some things that pop up that we say, besides what we have in this proposal, that we want to go take a look at. The compensation would be for the meetings, final recommendations that it relates to the scope of work. In return for services rendered, the district will compensate Browning LLC in the amount of $7,400. That's inclusive of the first 40 hours of work. Additional hours after that, if we so approve that, would be at $200 an hour. I look forward to working with you and the stakeholders in this matter and commit my personal and professional attention to this project. I think that Chief Browning has a lot of credibility with everyone in this room. And even though initially I had said, let's go find somebody from Georgia, you know, try to get the politics out of this thing. After having conversations with him, we just felt like this was the route to go if we're going to choose to do this.
We actually had a phone conversation with him
Yes.
in one of our committee meetings.
Yes.
And one of
Yes.
our concerns was, the 40 hours is what he's given us for this
Yes.
amount, and then $200 an hour, but he feels very confident that he can complete it in the 40 hours, and if he does go over, it would be very minimal. This is a very touchy subject. This was something hard for our committee, but, unless you guys get together and the 10 of you work out these percentages, we don't really have a choice. And once he brings this recommendation back, that's all it is a recommendation. So,
Yeah.
The 10 of us will have to vote on that, whether we accept what he wants us to do or tweak it, or, we're just looking for some guidance, and
Yeah.
we trust his opinion, we trust his expertise and, his reputation, so.
You have a question, John?
Yes, President of Tangipahoa Parish Fire Chiefs Association, I'd like us to be taken out of this, because I don't want no one to feel like I'm trying to influence Mr. Browning and trying to get something for Independence Fire Department. I don't think the chief should be included. We tried that before, it didn't work. And like I said before, that's y'all's job.
Okay.
Please take us out of that.
Well, the intent is not for you to, the intent is for him to interview y'all.
I
to
don't have a
understa- to
problem with
Just
that.
to understand,
Right.
what's going on in your departments and stuff. The intent is not for you to make any decisions on this, okay? The decisions will be made at this level right here.
I
But
agree
it was
with
one
you.
of the things we talked about. He said he thought it was very important for him to have dialogue with every fire chief, and we also want him to have dialogue with Dennis James, our financial guy, dialogue with this Dennis, and dialogue with all the chiefs. And actually, even he wants to have a meeting with you guys to just talk. It's not,
I think that should be done one-on-one.
Oh, that's what he's talking
But
about.
what I'm
Mr.
saying,
David.
Mr. Joseph, I don't want the Fire Chiefs Association as a group.
We could just ask him to take that
Yes.
wording
Well,
out of
Alright.
the
he
contract.
put
We
Fire
got it.
Chiefs Association, I actually talked to him on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we had this conversation also, said, what does that mean? It means all the chiefs, okay, so we can change that wording, that's not a
Yeah.
biggie. They
Okay,
will-
John.
We called you and asked you how many of the chiefs
buddy.
participated, and so that,
Okay.
we can change that word.
We got it. Taking it, Mr. Burchell?
And what we'll do there is where it says Fire Chiefs Association, survey of elected appointed officials and Fire Chiefs Association, we'll take out association, just put chiefs.
Okay,
Individually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Parish Fire Chief.
All right, go ahead, buddy.
Look, I'm just speaking for myself.
Okay,
I don't think there's any question that we need to look at changing of Robert's numbers. I think we all agree with that. I'm not supporting redistributing the funds. I don't think there's a fire department here that we ever turn down to buy anything for. I don't care what you ask for, you get it. So if I'm not gonna support redistributing the funds, I'm not gonna support hiring a consultant.
okay. Any more comments from anyone?
No, that's all I have, I just think we need to move in this direction
Okay,
personally.
you want to put the acceptance of that in form of a motion,
I'll make
Dave?
this in the form of a motion, give it to the board.
Turn your mic on?
Wait, hold up, Jay.
Mike,
Go ahead, Lonnie.
My opinion is just a little bit different. I looked at the formula, and then, I looked at the, where the revenue is coming from. But I'm gonna go ahead and vote for the consultants, because it'll be the decision be made by this board
Okay.
on what we do after that.
Go ahead, Joey.
The $7,400, is that paid up front, whether he settles it in a matter of a day or two, or is it up to $7,400?
yeah, he will
Okay.
bill us, okay.
Okay.
And we have that in the administrative fund, the money's there.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not selling anything, he's just doing a study.
It's
And
research.
then from
yeah.
that study, then he's gonna make a recommendation to us as a
Right.
board. And then
We
we
got
either
the final
vote
approval.
for it, or we vote against.
I mean, the board's got to vote.
Yeah, we got the final
Right,
approval.
yeah, that's all I'm saying.
We could accept parts of it, none of it, all of it, or we may not want any of it.
That's true.
So,
All right. So, David, you made a motion
Yes,
to accept?
yeah, make a motion that we
Second.
accept this proposal from Butch
All right,
Brown.
we're gonna do a voice vote on this one as well, but, Mr. Brewer. But before we vote, let me say this to y'all.
If you don't mind, could we do roll call?
We are.
I just asked for
We
it.
are.
Oh, you did? I thought you said we would do a roll.
No. But before we vote, let me,
He has something he
I
wants.
say this to everybody. During my superintendent's days, I'd always told that school board of mine, you are only as strong as your weakest school. Roll call.
Thank you.
Carlo Bruto,
Yes.
Bridget Hyde,
Yes.
Joey Mayu,
Yes.
Kim Coates,
Yes.
David Vial,
Yes.
Buddy Ridgell,
No.
Lionel Wells,
Yes.
John Ingraffia,
Yes.
Louis Joseph,
Yes.
Trent Forrest.
8-1. Motion passes, 8 in favor, 1 opposed. Motion passes, and it's so ordered.
And Mr. Joseph, I think it would be proper for you to contact Butch.
Butch, not a problem.
Yes.
Gotcha. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, anything else from the council, from the board?
I have one.
All right, go ahead, Bridget.
Justin and Stephanie were telling me before the meeting, they had 2 calls last night involving infants, and both of the children passed away. It was 2 separate incidents in the same night. So y'all keep those families in your prayers and their fire department. I've never worked in medical or fire departments, but I've always heard that when it's something that deals with children, it stays with you. So for
Yeah.
them to
It's
lose
really
2
tough.
babies last night,
Really
y'all
tough.
keep them in your prayers.
Yes, Lord.
I would like to add one thing, Mr. Joseph. Chief Polito and the Independence Fire Department, they are going to Mississippi. They just got hit terribly with tornadoes. So they are leaving out Friday to go provide 600 meals to that community, which I think is an awesome thing.
That is
And
outstanding.
That's just outstanding that Chief Polito and his group would do that.
Johnny, y'all could use a little donation.
Yeah, if it's some, we had people donate all day.
Okay.
I talked to the fire chief over there, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, it destroyed that little town. I mentioned that at the council meeting tonight.
That is, like this surplus equipment, can we donate to departments
Yeah,
like that? Do we
absolutely.
have to
They can.
surplus it?
Absolutely, they
Yeah,
can.
we should.
There's
There's stuff that they can use.
Yes,
just like that
indeed.
department that, like, we went and helped in Vernon Parish.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
have nothing.
And look, just
You know?
another thing, just to show you, Johnny and them had some of the businesses around Independence that donated them a kitchen trailer, brand new. They can cook out of it, so they're gonna be able to take that up there and they'll be able to provide meals out of that trailer, so.
That's awesome.
We don't think about it all the time, but our communities step up all the time. And these are people that they don't want their picture taken. They just want to help. And I guess we don't say that enough. But if y'all would see this trailer, it's a beautiful trailer. Everything's set up so nice, and Johnny and them use it all the time to help different functions out. So we always need to remember, we need to thank our communities. Not only do they pay taxes, they donate a lot of money too. So I'm really proud of that. And Johnny, I'll stop by the station and have something for you, okay?
That's it.
No, Donnie, you want to come to the podium, please?
You ain't gonna fire him right here in a minute.
No. Donnie's gonna tell us what's going on Saturday in Baton Rouge, honoring one of our fallen heroes. Go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, Chief Scaffadel, who passed away from COVID, excuse me, it was determined it was a line of duty death. So the State Fire Marshal and the Fallen Firefighters Foundation is applying him to the wall, the memorial wall, this Saturday in Baton Rouge at the State Fire Marshal's office.
That's gonna be at Louisiana State Fallen Firefighters Memorial, 8181 Independence Boulevard in Baton Rouge. I saw this on Facebook. I definitely plan on coming,
Jill sent a calendar invite to
Yeah.
all of us.
but
I sent an email to everyone.
That's a big
Mr.
honor.
Wells and I have one of our co-workers passed away during our school days, and we have to attend that funeral. We won't be there, but our thoughts and prayers will be with you guys and your families.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
The highest honor we can give someone who's given their life in the honor of the fire service in the community. So
Well,
a lot of work went into this, and we appreciate all y'all's support.
Well, in the military, we call it LOD, died in the line of duty.
Thank you, Donnie.
Big honor. Okay, anything else from this group?
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Brewer made the motion, we have a second to adjourn. Good job.